Welcome back, everybody, to Altcoin Daily. My name is Aaron. The reason that you subscribe to this channel is because on a daily basis, we break down everything going on in the cryptocurrency space. We provide information, we go over news, give our opinion, provide perspective. This is a great video. I'm glad you tuned in because we're going to do something a little bit different. Make sure you watch the whole video. Check the timestamps below. In this video, I will not be talking about Bitcoin. I will not be talking about Ethereum. I will not be talking about Cardano, Theta, Matic, Chainlink. I'm not going to be talking about Uni, Polkadot. I'm not even going to be talking about Doge because these are all high caps. We cover these on the channel all the time. A lot of you have been commenting saying, hey, Altcoin Daily, I'd love to hear about some low cap altcoin gems. So you asked, we answered. That's exactly what we're doing today. Keep in mind, I own many of these coins that we're going to talk about today. Not all of them, but I would say most of them. And I don't normally like to share, especially the low caps in my portfolio, because I don't want you to copy me. I do my own thing. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Purely informational and opinion. You need to do your own research and make your own decisions. But I want to show you some of the low cap altcoin gems that get me excited. Many of these I'm invested in. Many of these are active trades. So I guess we should get into it. If you appreciate videos like this, let me know in the comments. Give the video a like. Let's get into it. Coin number one making our list today, fresh off of their recent launch, is Mina Protocol, self-described as the world's lightest blockchain powered by participants. I like that. So they offer a few different features, actually many features that I really thought was interesting. But quite simply, their value prop can be described as this. While other blockchains will continue to increase in size, we know this, every blockchain that adds a block, the blockchain gets bigger. Mina's value prop is that their blockchain will stay at 22 kilobytes forever. 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. More than that, every user acts as a full node. So decentralization and permissionlessness is important to them. I really liked this gentleman's write-up about Mina on Twitter. He goes, so here's the thing. While other blockchain sizes are enormous and growing, Mina's blockchain has a fixed size of 22 kilobytes forever. Yes, even your grandfather's Wi-Fi can download it in just a second. Well, you say, WTF? How? Why? Well, here's why. Mina uses one of the well-known cryptographic techniques called zero-knowledge proofs, or ZK snarks. Instead of verifying the entire chain from the beginning of time, participants are fully verifying the network and transactions using recursive zero-knowledge proofs. So, like I said, they offer a whole host of features. We cannot possibly get into everything in this video. But wow, this is really groundbreaking blockchain technology, you might say. But are we the only ones who think that? Nope, big players support them. I can't count all the investors here, but some of the bigger investors are Three Arrow Capital, Coinbase Ventures, Paradigm, and Polychain. So they're backed by some of the biggest players in the space who obviously want them to succeed. In fact, Three Arrow Capital's co-founder, Z Husu, put Mina on his bio. That's pretty cool. By the way, I forgot to mention that Mina uses proof of stake consensus mechanism. Obviously, you can find the tokenomics right here. In fact, let's listen to a 60-second clip from Evan Shapiro, a dev and co-founder of the project. He says 5 years from now, when blockchains are 5 times as big as they are now, when they're much harder to access, Mina will still be really small and accessible permissionlessly. In fact, listen to him describe it, then we'll get to the next coin.
What's the advantage of a 22 kilobyte blockchain? Because I know that is obviously one of the things that so many people point to when they get excited about this project. What do you think the practical advantage and excitement around that is for you all?
I think there's a short-term and a long-term one. The short-term one is that when you as a user are using an application like the one I just mentioned, you can get full access to Mina's blockchain and submit this proof in a fully trustless way without having to, in the process, basically reveal all this to like an Infura or some other middleman. This really gives you that full end-to-end from the user, privacy and trustlessness you would want for that kind of application. Mm-hmm. In the longer term, though, I'm more excited about just what this could mean for the centralized future for cryptocurrency. I imagine this technology could be used to help Mina always stay extremely accessible to everyone. And in 5 years from now, when these blockchains are 5 times as big as they are now, when they're much harder to access, Mina will still be really small and accessible permissionlessly. And I think that that's something that's an asset today when we think about how hard it is to sync to chains even now. But it'll be increasingly so as these chains get larger, and we need some way to get decentralized access to these ecosystems.
All right. Coin number 2 on our list today is again a recently launched project known as TronPad. It is a launch pad. So we've seen the success of launch pads over the past year. Perhaps most notably was the success of Binance Smart Chain Pad. Now there are a few different things that has me interested in TronPad. Let me tell you, first of all, they're supported by Binance. Binance is the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world, covering the East and the West. Binance Smart Chain Pad and Tron have partnered together for TronPad, Tron's first IDO launchpad. So very similar to Binance Smart Chain Pad, where projects launch on top of it. TronPad is doing the exact same thing, except in the Tron ecosystem. So I like the fact that they are supported by Binance. I like the fact they are a launchpad. I like the fact that they're doing this with Tron, who has connections in the East and the West, Binance, who has connections in the East and the West, and also Justin Sun is a master marketer, especially in bull runs, and that's obviously paying off. Check this out. TronPad is now trending number 1 on CoinMarketCap. It's not just CoinMarketCap. According to Binance Smart Chain Pad, TronPad trending searches on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, DEX Tools, all 3 major platforms are now trending. We couldn't do it without you. Binance Smart Chain Pad and TronPad in top volume on PancakeSwap. So we all know that TronPad is catching eyes in this space, but just how many? How about 20 million sets of eyes all learning about TronPad already for the biggest launch of 2021? It doesn't get much bigger than this. And what I found interesting about this data is that there's obviously huge interest from the eastern part of the world, probably because this is on Binance and probably because Justin Sun has ties to this part of the world. But in actuality, obviously there's interest in the West and the East. Either way, pretty interesting. So this is a coin that I have on my radar because in all honesty, I think it's going to see the success that Binance Smart Chain had. So I think this could be a really good trade. And like I said, they're a master at marketing. And when you combine that, bringing the East and the West together with stuff like this, I think that this is a project to watch.
What if crypto could harness the combined power and reach of East and West? BSCPad, the greatest fair distribution IDO platform on the Binance Smart Chain. Tron, the world's fastest growing public blockchain pushing for a decentralized web. As they join forces, a juggernaut rises. Prepare for hyper adoption. TronPad.
All right, next coin making our list today is called Olympus DAO, or Olympus Finance, OHM. I currently do not have a position in OHM. I'm still in research mode, but they are a micro low cap gem, and I'm researching this. I first read about these guys on a Messari report, so I wanted to just show you what I've been researching. Perhaps I'll take out a position later. Who knows? Let me know what you think in the comments below. But OHM is a floating algorithmic currency that promotes stability and predictability without a peg. And this article did a good job summarizing a few different things from the Messari report, and I highlighted a couple sections. Olympus DAO's product could be among DeFi's most lucrative. It has a mechanism called bonds, which promises to be one of the most important and lucrative in the DeFi sector, according to research firm Messari. This protocol is attempting to create a stability currency backing every OHM with DAI and OHM DAI. The objective is to maintain a fundamental check on inflation and a currency with an undiluted purchasing power. So, unlike Tether and other stablecoins, OHM is not pegged to any other asset. Its stability is achieved via the DAO when it alters variables to obtain more profitability for the stakers. And that's what you want, obviously, if you're staking. Olympus DAO offers Liquidity Pool a variety of strategies around OHM. which they can leverage to obtain a bigger profit than on the spot market. The developer claims all of this serves to create a long-term, sustainable bootstrapping mechanism for the protocol, with participants as the main beneficiaries. A good system shouldn't offer one opportunity to make it. It should offer them in perpetuity with diminishing returns. This is how you produce wealth slowly through compounding gains. So, Olympus Protocol makes our list today. 2 more coins to go. The 4th coin on our list, we've talked about them before, is Fear NFTs, developing horror games on the Ethereum blockchain. So they're in the NFT and gaming space. Really interesting vibe. I mean, I like their style of NFTs, and the reason I'm interested in this project is for a variety of reasons. Well, number one, they already have success with 500 million players. They already have a popular game called, and you can see tons of YouTubers with millions and millions of views and millions of followers playing their original game called Whack It. This is them doing that right there. Just one example. 500 million players and viewers coming to the blockchain. So they already have this successful game that tons of people play and tons of people stream. And now they're basically integrating NFTs in gaming with Fear. And let's scroll down a little bit. Blockchain integration into mainstream gaming. Demand drives NFTs. Fear NFTs are game skins, map expansion packs, and game items like weapons. Background utility. The Fear utility token offers loyalty incentives, but the game is accessible even with fiat. All game transactions facilitate Fear tokenomic liquidity. Player ownership, game currencies, items, and map expansions are well-established parts of every mainstream game. Fear is pioneering the path for making these player-owned, and so the token is integrated in the whole thing. They already have millions and millions for their user base in an interesting style, so you can see why I'm interested in this and why I put them on the list. Moving forward, again, we've talked about this project before. Consensus project Virtue Poker raises $5 million ahead of its mainnet launch. So it's already launched, but we're familiar with Consensus. This is another project that has some notable and big name backers. Ethereum-based Virtue Poker plans to conduct an initial DEX offering, IDO. They've already launched ahead of its mainnet launch in May. The startup announced Monday. The project was incubated by blockchain developer Consensus and counts Pantera Capital and DFG Group among its backers. Virtual Poker claims to be the only blockchain. Virtue Poker claims to be the only blockchain-based company to be licensed by the Malta gambling regulators. The platform aims to use smart contracts and sidechain infrastructure to bring greater transparency to online gambling with regards to withdrawals and other functions. According to Consensus founder Joe Lubin, one of the original creators of Ethereum, Virtue Poker legitimizes the use of this technology in the industry. I've been working with the Virtue Poker team for nearly 3 years, watching them build a next-generation poker platform. This is according to Poker Pro Phil Ivey. So, Phil Ivey seems to be partnering with the project. This is him wearing the Virtue Poker hat. And I remember watching Phil Ivey when he was an up-and-comer, freshman in the poker space. And it's just pretty exciting to see him and other notable people get into cryptocurrency in this project. And they're backed by some of the biggest in the game. So that's why Virtue Poker is interesting to me. All right. I'm curious to know what you thought of my list. Again, I own almost all of these tokens. I'm actively invested or trading them. This was not financial advice, just a little bit of transparency. And, people have been asking me to talk about low-cap micro gems, what I'm actually interested in. And I've given you a list of 5 today. That's what I'm looking at. So I'm curious to know what you're looking at in the comments below. Let me know. This was Aaron at Altcoin Daily. I'll see you tomorrow.